You wasn't here when nigga was chilling on this bitch. You only was here cause the nigga got some drama shit going on. Fuck you. Get off your phone, go to work. Go get some money or something.
At first you think it's clickbait, a stunt, just another celebrity throwing around legal threats to stir attention. But then the court documents drop, real ones, stamped, signed, filed in Los Angeles County, and in bold, black text at the top of the complaint, it reads, "Seeking damages for willful defamation and character assassination." Suddenly, it's not just a rumor, it's war. The lawsuit is 43 pages long, but it only takes one paragraph to light the internet on fire. DDG claims that Shaderoom intentionally published biased coverage, choosing to protect Halle Bailey's image at the expense of his own. He points to a string of posts, from clips of Halle crying to captioned screenshots of DDG's tweets, claiming they were selectively edited, taken out of context, and deliberately aimed at vilifying him in the public eye. But that's not what has people shook. It's the accusation that comes next. The Shaderoom operated not as a media outlet, but as an ally to Halle Bailey's PR machine. Those words hit hard, because now it's not just about defamation, it's about influence, bias, platform responsibility. The question everyone's suddenly asking, is this about one man's ego, or is DDG actually pulling back the curtain on how online media picks sides? Screenshots flood Twitter, fans go digging, some pull up old posts comparing headlines, how DDG was painted as the aggressor while Halle was softened with emojis and sympathy quotes. Others defend the outlet, saying they were just reporting what was already public. And now the conversation is exploding across the timeline. If the media shapes the story, who's really writing the truth? And who's just silencing the side they don't want to hear? You don't even have time to process the lawsuit before the Shaderoom responds. Not in court, but online. They drop a post late at night, no caption, just a screenshot of DDG's name across the court filing, with the headline, "Defamation or Accountability?" The comments explode instantly, over 60,000 in the first hour, and the split is sharp. Half the people are dragging DDG for what they call a last-ditch attention grab. The other half? They're digging deep, accusing the Shaderoom of doing exactly what DDG claims, spinning narratives, boosting clicks, and hiding bias behind celebrity tea. And then someone drops a side-by-side thread that goes viral instantly. On the left, Shaderoom posts about Halle, gentle words, calming emojis, photos of her holding her baby, glowing in natural light. On the right, Shaderoom posts about DDG, harsh headlines, close-up screenshots of angry tweets, an old mugshot from 2017 reused in 3 separate articles. The caption above it all, "Tell me the media doesn't pick favorites without telling me." Other creators join in. Some post screen recordings of their own messages being ignored after tagging the outlet. Others show old DMs from Shaderoom staff asking for permission to repost clips that were never framed properly. And just like that, the conversation turns. Now it's not just about DDG, it's about trust. About whether people can believe what they're shown, or if they've been trained to believe what gets the most clicks. And that's when a quiet post from DDG drops. Just a black screen on his story, with a single sentence in white. "All I asked for was fairness." And now people are asking, if fairness can be manipulated with a filter and a headline, how many stories have we already swallowed without realizing we were never supposed to hear the other side? You wake up to chaos, not just on social media, but in real newsrooms. By morning, at least 3 outlets have picked up the lawsuit, but their angles are telling. One calls it an influencer meltdown. Another frames it as a dangerous attack on black media. And a third? It doesn't mention DDG's name at all, only refers to him as Halle Bailey's ex. The bias is almost too loud to ignore. But what really sets the internet off is a leaked email. It's a message allegedly sent from Shaderoom's PR team to a brand partner. The subject line? "Please be advised of incoming defamation story. We're confident it'll fade." The tone is casual, cold, and dismissive, like they've already calculated the backlash and bet on the public losing interest before it becomes real. That email spreads like wildfire. People start to screenshot Shaderoom ads, tagging brands underneath. "This who you spend your money with?" Influencers begin pulling old receipts, moments when Shaderoom misquoted them, misrepresented clips, or refused to post their clarifications. And slowly the line starts to blur. Is DDG overreacting? Or was he the first one loud enough to force the internet to listen? In the middle of it all, a former employee of the outlet tweets a cryptic message. "Some of us tried to do real journalism, but likes and loyalty paid more." That one tweet breaks a dam. Now the debate isn't about guilt or innocence, it's about power. Who gets to control the narrative? Who benefits when one voice is drowned out in favor of another? And now you're left wondering, If the truth is filtered through bias before it ever reaches us, are we ever choosing sides or just being handed them? You're watching a live stream when the most unexpected twist hits. A well-known media lawyer goes live to break down the case. She's calm, direct, and careful with her words, but what she says sends a chill through the chat. This isn't just a defamation suit. It's a challenge to how modern media works, how platforms like Shaderoom blur the line between journalism and influence. The comments erupt. Wait, so this could change everything? They're not even real journalists? What happens if he wins? That's the question nobody can answer. DDG isn't just asking for money. He's asking the court to rule that Shaderoom crossed a legal line, that their editorial choices were actually weaponized bias, that they didn't just report, they shaped the story, twisted it, and painted him as the villain to protect Halle's image. And if a judge agrees, it could open the door to lawsuits from every celebrity, influencer, or brand that's ever been burned by a viral headline. But Shaderoom isn't backing down either. They post a cryptic Instagram story that says, "We don't fear noise, we print truth, always have, always will," followed by a clip of Halle Bailey smiling on a red carpet, holding her child. No mention of deep, just soft music and the caption, "Protected by grace." It's subtle, but people see it for what it is, a reminder of where their loyalty lies. And just like that, the court of public opinion starts weighing in again. But now, they're not just watching a lawsuit, they're watching a war between reputation and reach, emotion and evidence, silence and spin. And the question hanging over all of it is clear. If a platform chooses who to protect and who to destroy, what happens when someone finally fights back in a courtroom instead of the comments? By day 5, it's not just about Shaderoom anymore. It's about every platform that's ever blurred the line between storytelling and strategy. People start pulling receipts from other gossip pages, old headlines, cherry-picked quotes, mismatched photos used to push narratives that favored one side over the other. And in every thread, one truth starts emerging loud and clear. This isn't rare, it's routine. And that's when Halle Bailey's name trends again. Not for a new appearance, not for a statement, but because of what she didn't say. She hasn't spoken once since the lawsuit dropped. No tweet, no live, no caption, just silence. To some, that's grace. To others, it's calculated distance, a way to stay protected while the storm builds beneath her name. A PR strategist goes viral after tweeting, "If Halle speaks now, she risks legal exposure, but if she stays silent, she risks public perception." The post opens a floodgate. Now people are picking sides not just based on facts, but based on who speaks and who doesn't. DDG, once clowned for talking too much, is suddenly being praised for transparency. Shaderoom, once seen as untouchable, is now being questioned at every turn. And Halle? She's caught in the middle, portrayed as a symbol of protection or privilege depending on who you ask. Meanwhile, a former intern from a rival gossip blog posts a now-deleted thread claiming Shaderoom has a list, a literal, soft protection list of names and faces they're told to frame positively no matter what. No proof, no screenshots, just the claim. But it spreads anyway. Because now, the mood has shifted. People don't want gossip, they want accountability. And the final question echoing through every platform is one even the court can't answer. If platforms are allowed to shape the truth unchecked, then who's protecting the people they choose to destroy? The lawsuit hasn't even reached court, but the consequences are already showing. A major beauty brand quietly pulls an upcoming ad campaign that was scheduled to run through Shaderoom's page. No official statement, just a generic email saying the partnership is on pause for now. A former marketing executive leaks a memo from inside another company warning staff, avoid controversy-involved platforms until further notice. And just like that, money starts moving. People begin asking if this is the first crack in a much larger system, if Shaderoom, and outlets like it, are finally feeling the weight of unchecked influence. Even followers who once scrolled past the bias without thinking are beginning to take notice. Then, in a shocking move, DDG goes live. No music, no filters, just a raw face staring into the camera. "I don't care about clout, I care about reputation. Y'all let people ruin my name for clicks, and now that I'm fighting back, suddenly I'm the villain again?" He's not shouting, he's not even angry, he's calm, which somehow makes it land harder. He finishes with, "I'm not asking y'all to choose sides, I'm asking you to think. Who benefits when only one side of the story gets a spotlight?" The clip hits 1 million views in under an hour. Even people who don't like him admit it made them pause. The Shaderoom stays quiet. No clapback, no clarification, just silence. And a growing number of brands, creators, and former fans calling for transparency. And now people are asking what no gossip site wants to hear. If media platforms can't be held accountable in the courtroom, will public trust ever hold them accountable at all? The headlines have cooled down, but something still lingers in the air. You notice it in how people talk now. In the comment sections, in the captions, there's hesitation, doubt, a sense that maybe the stories you've been consuming weren't just biased, they were curated. Shaderoom finally breaks its silence, but not with a statement. Instead, they post a collage of Halle Bailey's recent photos, her baby on her hip, golden hour lighting, a soft piano track in the background. No reference to the lawsuit, no mention of DDG, just the caption, "Peace looks good on her." It racks up 500,000 likes in 2 hours. But in the comments, the tone is different now. "You didn't say that when DDG got dragged for weeks. This is why he's suing. Y'all still pretending to be neutral?" And in the background of it all, the legal battle grinds forward, quietly, slowly, methodically. Lawyers file motions.